coming up.
Even if it were true,
You know
even
it's true.
true that Black people are gang members, or all of them are gang members, or that they all wear saggy pants. I can tell you that out of even the select few that may fit that description of what you stated, they're probably some of the most hardest working people you will ever know. Just because someone comes
Alicia,
to life doesn't mean that they're any less hard of a worker or less capable than you or even the next white person.
Alicia, you want to repent for that?
Black
You
people.
know that's not true.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Culture War. My name is Roland. Today, Jess is going to be interviewing Alicia Bryson. She has been on the show previously about 3 years back. She was an undergraduate, UCLA undergraduate, but now in this show, particular second time she's here on the show, she's a graduate. And it seems like she didn't really improve, but I don't want to let the cat out of the bag, so I want you to watch the video. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, what are you waiting for? Hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell to get more videos like this. Without wasting too much time, let's get straight into the video.
Congratulations on graduating. Now you're a little lawyer, huh?
Thank you. Yes, I'm studying bar right now.
That's amazing. So you were on my show about 3 years ago, the FallenState.tv. Now that you look back on that, what do you think about that interview?
It was a very interesting interview. It was unique. I still appreciate the way I engaged with you during the interview. It was very enlightening.
Yeah.
You don't get the chance to have many conversations with someone on the other side, basically.
Yeah.
So I appreciated the experience. I had the chance to share some light on the other side, but in a way, like I still appreciate it. I got a lot of feedback from it, crazy feedback from
It was amazing.
people.
Now that you are a lawyer, are you still a liberal or are you now conservative?
I don't like the idea of the binary, but if I had to pick a side, I would definitely say I'm liberal.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And are you still the same?
I am so far right now, I'm about to tip off the side. What type of lawyer are you? What type of law will you be practicing?
Criminal defense. I have an interest in criminal defense and also civil rights litigation. So I'm starting out as a criminal defense attorney.
Well, that's amazing. I really wish you well. Now that you are more mature, you've gone through Howard Law School, do you think it's time out for blacks begging for free stuff? Will they ever stop begging, you think?
Well, the way you say begging is problematic in the first place.
What do you mean?
That's why we label it the way we do, as a demand, because it's essentially you're demanding what you're already owed. And the reason it's an issue of equity, not an issue of I want more or I want something different. It's an issue that Black students have already been disproportionately discriminated against and not enrolled into universities like UCLA. And so with that, it's much difficult when you have many students coming into a university who have no connection to the university experience. So they don't have much guidance or resources or support. And so we're just asking for the little bit to level the playing field.
I want to ask you something. You could be honest with me and I won't tell anyone, all right? If you needed a doctor, a real serious doctor, and there was the white doctor, the Asian doctor, and the black doctor, which doctor would you choose first? Be honest.
A Black doctor.
The white doctor?
A Black doctor.
Why?
And the reason why is because my sister has done a lot of research in this area. Doctors are more likely to misdiagnose a Black woman and a Black person.
What in the world is she talking about? And where did she get all this research from? And it's crazy. Where does she get this from? You see, when you're so into your blackness, this is what happens. You can't think any other thing other than thinking everything black, other than thinking being paranoid, thinking someone is out to get you, especially in this case, the white man is out to get you. It's so sad, that it's sickening that this lady is a lawyer, she's supposed to be learned, and she spent so much time in school, and this is what she can come up with. Let's continue with the video.
And I'd like to have that interaction with another Black person because I'd like to have that experience with another Black doctor because I've already seen the data that shows that Asian doctors and even white doctors, when Black women come into hospitals and complain of their issues, they're very quick to dismiss them and not believe them or think that they're lying or something. It sounds so foreign as a layperson, but when you're in medicine, I guess I kind of get it. But that concerns me. And Black women die at higher rates when giving childbirth. There's so many issues with that. And so personally, I see that it's in my best health to have a doctor a part of my same race.
That's amazing. I've heard the word systemic racism. Have you heard of that?
Yes, I have.
And what is systemic racism exactly?
Systemic racism, and it's kind of redundant in a way because racism is about an institution. It's an institution built off of taking advantage of somebody being the minority or being the subservient all the time. I kind of, as I'm studying law right now, I equate it to something called a servitude. It's basically like an estate gets the chance to take advantage of a subservient estate for the benefit of that other. And that's kind of simply what the system of racism is in every way. There isn't a functioning system without someone on the bottom for the top to gain.
And so it's just a made up thing in order to intimidate white people and take their free stuff?
No, not at all. And the irony is that white people made it, starting with our founders of the country, the institutions that built this nation and the institutions that continue to let it go. Like everything that goes with it is just an outgrowth of the institution, even through the prison industrial complex, our police institutions, even higher education still functions on that same system as well.
But that definition you gave doesn't define it. It sounds like just another made up word, like the word racism. Racism is a made up word too. We all know now that there's no such thing as racism. It's either right or wrong, good or evil. And so systemic racism sound like just another word that the deceivers of good made up in order to keep blacks angry and out
You're
of it
spot on,
and
Jesse.
to intimidate white people to take their stuff away from them. It just sounds like another made up word. You notice that?
So I'm confused about how racism can intimidate white people. What is the effect of racism intimidating white people? How does it hurt them?
Well, because black people hate white people more than white people can even think of hating blacks. And they're always robbing, killing, murdering, raping, and taking their hard-earned living away from them. And if there was such a thing as systemic racism, it seemed to me that would be the definition of it, where the blacks are doing it to the whites.
Well, that doesn't answer my question, but to address what you're saying about the always or about hate, Black people actually consistently have been the quickest, I hate using that word, but forgiving in those type of situations.
What?
That civil rights movement is the epitome of it. The civil rights movement, we have the image of, that is the quintessential image of racism. You have the police with dogs and fire hosing down black kids on the street. And you never see one image of a black child, a black person at all lift their fist to hit them. But they're all in prison for opposing Jim Crow laws.
But then what you do when you have a riot, you're supposed to take the dogs and the water fountain out there to disperse the rioters.
You call a riot someone walking down the street just because they're walking on the side of the street that a black person isn't allowed to walk down.
But they were burning and destroying as they are today.
You didn't touch the thing. They didn't. Actually, the people who were burning.
I was down there. I saw it. I lived there. I grew up there, and I remember that.
Who were actually burning things down were the white people. The white people were the ones who were actually committing extremism on American soil.
No, it was the blacks who were destroying the property of others.
So it was the black people who burnt down their own Baptist church and killed their own baby girls in a Baptist church?
Well, you have incidents like that happening because the whites get mad at the blacks and they go and do wrong things. That's why I tell the whites not to get angry, because when you get angry, you come out fighting in the wrong way, and the black's gonna say, "See, I told you, systemic racism."
But
But if
that's
you
the
don't get angry and deal with things in the right way, the blacks can't falsely accuse the whites. I want to ask this about systemic racism. If systemic racism existed, how do you explain, especially in America, how would you explain Michael Jordan, Michael Jackson, LeBron James, Beyonce and her husband Jay Z? Huh?
Beyonce.
Yeah, Beyonce and her husband Jay Z.
Jesse, you're such a troll.
BET founder Robert Johnson, Oprah, and many, many more. How did they become so successful if systemic racism exists?
And I love this that you said that because they're the epitome of systemic racism. The reason why I say that is because they're these anomalies that white people love to showboat in front of black people and say, see, if you're just as amazing, if you have all these specially selected skills of this woman who knows how to sing, dance, act, kind of, and keep her hair looking dyed blonde or beautiful, then you too can be successful. If you know how to get on a stage and sing and dance, then you too can be successful. But what about the images of that aren't related to the typical stereotypes of what you've listed?
Like
You're not
Oprah.
a player or a singer or a rapper. So how do you feel when you're told that you have to fit into this cookie cutter image to ever touch a level of success?
But no one tell me that. Only blacks say that to themselves, and they accuse others of being that way.
I never said that to myself. My mother never told that to me. That's not the image that black people perpetuate with themselves. That's actually what's being fed to us, the media. And I know, like, your president has talked a lot about the media, and I think I'm glad he has that conversation about it, but the way he's using it is not proper. It's proper when you talk about the images of black people being perpetuated in American society over centuries. Like if we go all the way back to the early 1900s in Song of the South, the movie produced by Disney with black people on slave plantations, smiling, dancing, and these hideous black caricatures, that's the type of images that have been perpetuated in our media. And so another example, our first Emmy winner is a black woman playing a nanny. Those are the careers that are kind of pushed in front of black children of this is how you can be successful.
But the black children are getting worse images than that from their own homes and in the black community because black people don't tend to have good moral character. They don't, they wear saggy pants and they're gang members and they're complainers. They're getting the worst image from their own homes and their own communities.
I'll tell you something about that image. Even if it were true.
You know it's true.
True that black people are gang members, or all of them are gang members, or that they all wear saggy pants. I can tell you that out of even the select few that may fit that description of what you stated, they're probably some of the most hardest working people you will ever know. Just because someone
Alicia,
life doesn't mean that they're any less hard of a worker or less capable than you or even the next white person.
Alicia, you want to repent for that? You know that's not true.
People I have met in my life. The fact that you're still hardworking on this show, that is beautiful. It's always present for us, no matter what side, no matter where.
If there is such thing as systemic racism, which I know doesn't exist, how did the fallen Messiah, Barack Obama, and Big Mama Michelle how did the fallen Messiah become the president of the greatest country on this side of heaven if systemic racism exists? And then once he became president, he nearly destroyed America. We now have Obamagate. There was spying on the Great White Hope, Obama's administration, and Obama is still not in jail. And now they are multi-millionaires. He and Big Mama now live in Martha's Vineyard, one of the richest area, most beautiful area in the country. Why didn't the system stop that?
They don't live in Martha's Vineyard, but we're going to call them by their proper titles: President Barack Obama Michelle Obama.
He's not the president now. Thank God.
That title stays with him till he dies. That is the respect of of the position of the title.
Unfortunately.
Wow, 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 wow. This interview was very, very funny. This lady, I don't know, just in my country, there's a saying that goes like this: a lawyer is a liar, and a liar is a lawyer. This lady is a liar, a big liar. The way she twists everything, the way she so much gaslights on every single issue is amazing. In the previous interview, when she came for Jesse's show the first time, people called her brainwashed. Now this is brainwashed 2.0, as in I think she wasted her money going to school, and now being in law school right now, she's still wasting her money. It's just a waste. Like Biggie said, the mind is a terrible thing to waste. This girl's mind is wasted. I just feel for her. I feel for her husband. I feel for her children. I feel for her clients. Man, she's a gaslighter. Tell me what you think in the comment section. Drop your comments. I would like to react to your comments in the comment section. And if you've not subscribed to the channel yet, what are you waiting for? Hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. I'll see you in the next video. My name remains Roland. Bye bye.